We'll kick us off. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rebecca Simmons. I'm coming to you out of Jacksonville, Florida. Thanks so much for joining us tonight and for joining us in this group. I think Jess is going to mute everyone. And sorry, it's okay. I get distracted.
Mute all. Rebecca will unmute you. Go for it.
Okay. Thanks again for joining us tonight and for joining us, in this group this week. I don't know if you're like me, but I just almost get teary-eyed when I hear and read these testimonies. I love learning about the products, but it's just so real when I see how they're literally changing lives. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out the testimonies that are posted about these amazing products. So just a little bit about me. I've been with Plexus now for 2 years. And when I first started, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a 7-month-old little girl, and I was a teacher by trade. I was a kindergarten teacher for 6 years. And I was the mom after I had my first child. I cried every night to my husband that I did not want to go back to work. I Googled every night work from home opportunities so that I wouldn't have to leave her. Even though being a teacher, you have a lot of flexibility and you get off, at 3 o'clock. The school where I was working, it was an hour away, and the commute, it just broke my heart, and it didn't feel right for our family. So the night before I was supposed to go back to work, I called my principal crying, saying, I'm not coming back tomorrow. She said, I knew you wouldn't. I already have a sub lined up, so that just kind of sealed the deal for me. I knew I was making the right choice. So we sold my husband's car so we wouldn't have a car payment. We cut out cable. We made every sacrifice possible for me to stay home. So money was tight. My husband was a student at Full Sail in Orlando. So we were living, very, very scarcely. But I was also drowning. I was the mom that was exhausted. I was addicted to sugar. I needed to lose that baby weight that was still hanging on. I needed a change. So even though I was home and I was happy, I still needed something else. And that's where Plexus entered my life. I Facebook stalked a friend that my sister, her name's Lynn. My sister said, you got to check out her posts, whatever she's posting about, you got to try this stuff. So my sister said, you do it first. If it works, then I'll do it. And I said, well, I have to do something. So, I started Plexus, but it wasn't easy. Like I said, we were poor, for lack of better words. Money was not something, I didn't have the extra money each month. So just know that I know where you're coming from. If you're taking these products and you're like, well, I don't know if I can afford these every month. That was me. When I'd lay my head on my pillow at night, I was worried about, how are we going to pay the bills? How am I going to afford this stuff? So I know what you're going through. But here's what I did. I knew we would be getting our tax refund. So I put it on a credit card, and I didn't tell my husband. I'm not recommending that you do that, but I knew that I needed these products. I just had the feeling this was going to be what we needed, and I had to, make it happen. So I got the products. They came in. I loved them. I immediately fell in love with them. I saw the changes, very similar to what we've been seeing in the testimonies this week. And then about a month in, my husband said, okay, I want to try these products. I think his words were, whatever the stuff is, give me your crack, because you can't fake these changes that you're having, and you're staying up late and you're just glowing and you just seem so much happier. So then it became a real issue. Now my husband wants to do the products and me. How are we going to afford this? So I put it on the credit card again. And my husband started the products, and he was actually medically retired from the military. He had chronic hip and back injuries from jumping out of airplanes. So I knew these products could change his life too. So when he told me, Rebecca, I feel like I have my life back. Whatever these products are, don't ever run out of them. I was like, okay, like this is changing. It's one thing if I'm feeling the changes, but for my husband, to feel better and to tell me for the first time, in 6 years that he feels like he has his life back, we're never giving these products up. So that's when I reached out. Lynn, my friend that I joined with, she reached out to me and said, there's actually a business opportunity with Plexus. And I knew that because I joined as an ambassador. I joined just for the best prices. I liked the idea of network marketing because remember I Googled every work from home opportunity, but I didn't think I could be successful. I'm from a very small town. Kindergarten teacher put me in front of kids. no problem. But adults, it scared me, being vulnerable, putting myself out there. So when she said, we can get your products covered. Cost doesn't have to be an issue for you. I said, okay, I have to have these products. I know this is what my family needs. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do what it takes to get my products covered. And so she said, here's how you do this. All you need is 3 people. And that's when you reach your first promotion with Plexus, and that's called Silver. So I'm like, okay, 3 people, I can do that. She said, they're going to join you just like you join me. You get a welcome pack, which is a below wholesale cost of the product, so even cheaper than a normal ambassador price. And you're going to get paid as early as next week. If you get an ambassador today, it's like you can start making a paycheck next week. So I was like, okay, this is sounding better. She said, for example, if they sign up and purchase this welcome pack, you're going to get $25 per person. So 3 people, that's $75. And then you get your promotion bonus of $100. So that was $175 just for getting 3 people to try these products that I loved, that my husband loved. Why not go for it? I knew that we needed them. I didn't want to keep putting it on the credit card. So I started sharing, and I started sharing on Facebook. I did have to go back to teaching for a while because we couldn't make it on the one income. But that opened my doors to meeting lots of new friends, and now some are on our team, so it was a total blessing. I knew that was meant to be. So I started working the business alongside my teaching career at the time, sharing on Facebook, reaching out to people. And this last April, it's been a year now, we had to move because my husband got a new job. And by that time, I was able to actually surpass my teaching income with my Plexus income. So after that second month, I've no longer had to pay for my products. The income that Plexus provides covers my products and my husband's products, and then obviously a lot more. So I share that, not to brag or anything, but just to show you all that don't let cost hold you back from these products. Don't let your fear of sharing with others or what are people going to think of me hold you back. If I can do this and share, you can do that. And like I said, it just takes 3 people. That's $175 minimum, and that would cover your first month's products. You don't have to want to work Plexus and make this your full-time opportunity. You can just share enough to get your products covered. So that opportunity is there, and that is one really, really good option if you're worried about the cost. You do have to spend the money up front, but you can make that back. If you start sharing and go all in next week, you can start getting paid. So just know that's an awesome opportunity with Plexus. It's not something that some of you may not even know about. There is a business opportunity that goes along with these products. So that's just a little bit about me. Again, we are going to be announcing a winner for someone that was on live tonight, so hang with us. But I'm going to pass it on now to Stephanie, and she's actually one that saw a little bit more than just going silver with the business as well. So we just want you to know that you can work Plexus to get your products covered, or you can take it, the sky's the limit, and you can dream big. And Stephanie's going to share with us a little bit about her testimony and where the business has taken her. So Steph, I'll go ahead and turn that over to you now.
Thank you, Rebecca. Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Shaughnessy. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, so close to Sapphire. So I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us tonight. I have to tell you, Rebecca and I, there are a lot of similarities in our story. I absolutely 100% did not start these products with the intention of running with this business. I saw my friend make a post on Facebook, and she's the kind of friend that I trust. I've always trust her family, and I simply reached out to her and I said, what is this stuff? And she said, you're gonna love it. This is what it's done for me. She and I had babies at the same time, and we were trying to lose less of that baby weight, and honestly, I felt like a zombie. And I said, well, you just tell me what to order and how to order it, and I'll do it tonight. And she said, you might as well order as an ambassador. It's the cheapest way to get it. So I said, done. And I ordered that night, not even realizing truly that I had started my own business. So prior to Plexus, I have never, ever been in network marketing before. I've been in law enforcement my whole life before I joined Plexus. I was a detective when I got pregnant. I decided to switch to part-time because I had no idea that I was going to feel just like Rebecca, not wanting to go to work, being very torn between, wow, I thought this was like my career, what I was going to do. And it for me, I just needed to be home. That was what I felt in my heart. I have friends that have kids and they love going to work and they still want to work outside the home. And I always say, everybody do what's right for you and your children and your family. But for me and mine, it was better for me to be home. So, but there was no way. My husband's in law enforcement too. I had been in it almost 15 years by the time I got pregnant. This is his 21st or 22nd year. I'm losing count. He's close to retirement actually. So, in law enforcement, we just don't make that much. And we could have done it, but it would have been tight for us to live off of one income. And we were scared to live off of one income. So I was simply going to work. I had switched to part-time, trying to work around his schedule as much as I could. And part-time meant I had to go back to patrol. So I was filling in, I was working midnight shifts, working for people who were called out sick or whatever. And, while I was at work, I was mixing my pink drink and people were asking me what it was and what I was doing because I started losing weight, but I just felt better. I just had more energy. So messing around with it. And that's how I've always, described my story to people. Messing around with it, I went silver. I had 3 people join and it was the same way. You tell me what to order. What are you taking? I want to take that. And they ordered like I did to get it at the cheapest price. And I had a handful of girls there that wanted to try the products and handful of customers, got my first paycheck and it was just under $400. And my husband looked at it and said, "What are you doing?" And to be honest, guys, I don't even know how I made it. I didn't even understand, like Rebecca just gave you the breakdown, how you can make the money. I didn't even know that in the beginning. So that's how much of a hot mess I was. I didn't know what I was doing. But he looked at me and he was dead serious. And he said, "If you're just making this messing around, why don't you give this 100% and see where this goes?" And that was like a light bulb moment for me. So I ordered, because at the time I was just taking the Slim and Accelerator. So I ordered the ProBio 5, the Bio Cleanse, and the X Factor. I have I'm going to talk more about me being a hot mess. I have a hypothyroid and I had a lot of GI issues, actually GI issues that I was hospitalized for a couple years prior to starting Plexus, all from years of cumulative stress, basically, because law enforcement's not a stressful job. So here I was, you guys, I was somebody that looked very healthy on the outside, but on the inside, I was extremely unhealthy. These products started to completely change my health. So I knew I loved the products without a doubt. 6 months after being in it, I told my friend Lynn, I said, "Okay, I think I'm ready to do something with this business." And I started sharing it on Facebook. I never had a problem with sharing it on Facebook because I do that with stuff I love anyways. Favorite product, favorite restaurant or whatever, I would have no qualms about making a post and say, "Oh, this stuff is great." I dabbled a little bit, very amateur level of a figure bodybuilding competition before I got pregnant. So, and I also was a personal trainer back then. So I always had people asking me for supplement recommendations anyways. I might as well share these amazing products with them. So from the time that I jumped in that summer, within a year, I had replaced my income in law enforcement, my full-time income. And then within a year later, I hit Emerald. And I now make more than my husband does. And I just told you he's been in that field for over 20 years. So if I am somebody who's telling you that I've never been in network marketing, and I want to dispel all of the misconceptions that people have out there, right? My mother-in-law happens to think network marketing is the devil. I don't know. I ask my husband all the time, I'm like, did she get stuck with a garage full of makeup or water filters or something? What is her problem with this industry? And, because she doesn't support me whatsoever. And he's like, I have no idea. As far as I know, she's never joined anything. But there are people out there like that. And to be honest with you guys, that shook me in the beginning because it shook my confidence because I thought, wow, this is my mother-in-law. So I did everything I could to research Plexus and what I was doing because I did not want to put my name on something that, that was just no good, sketchy, however you want to put it. This company is like nothing else out there. And you probably hear everybody say that about their own individual companies. But let me tell you, I loved the culture of this company. I love the fact that I could just share this on Facebook. Like I'm a product of the product. It's a part of my life. This is stuff that I do every day. If you want to try it, you can reach out to me. I don't have to beg my friends to have parties. We don't keep inventory. I'll tell you what, I know you guys have been seeing all the posts about the new Slim. I've had to go to the post office twice in the last 2 weeks and it's killed me. If I had to keep inventory and take stuff to the post office, there's no way I would have done this business. No way. So there's no quotas. There's no, and this is the thing that gets me. I personally don't think this is expensive to join Plexus. $35. I told you when I competed before, I had to buy supplements all the time. I'd go into a GNC and drop $70 on a fat burner that killed my stomach. And I paid $25 for Boost. You know, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I think we're up to 16 products now and 15 of them are like under $40. These products are not expensive. The only way you spend 100 or more is if you buy a combo or trio of products. That's not expensive. It is not like nothing else out there when it comes to starting your business, because I have girlfriends that sell skincare products, jewelry, leggings, that spend thousands to get invested in a business, thousands with no guarantee, you know, and we're not guaranteeing you anything in Plexus because you get out of this exactly what you put into it, but it's $35. And then you buy the products for yourself. You're taking products for yourself. So you're not getting a trunk full of samples and stuff that you'll never use. You know what I mean? Our product line is so simple. Our business model is so simple. We are really just marketers. We're really just sharing it. And I've had a chance to have dinner and talk to the president of the company. And he said something one time that stuck with me. He said, you know, we could have put these products on a shelf in a Walgreens or a CVS or something, but we wanted the testimonies. We wanted the people, you know, like your friends and my friends, like Rebecca mentioned, the testimonies that give you the goosebumps, you know. One of my high school friends called me 4 months after she started taking these products, and she said to me, my kids said that they don't care what their mom is, you know, Mom, I don't care what you're taking. I don't ever want you to stop because we feel like we got our mom back, you know. And I cried with her on the phone. My dad is type 2 diabetic. He said blood sugar issues his whole life. These products have been amazing for him. And when you start sharing this with a couple of people close to you, and these products completely change the quality of their life, or just, and then they tell you, you know, my life's completely changed, or you saved my life, because, you know, it may sound cliche to some when we say these products are life changing, but you guys, it's really true. I promise you. So that's me in a nutshell. I am, you know, if I'm somebody with a very small circle of friends, very much an introvert, Plexus has really brought me out of my shell. Everything and anything about this company and the way they do things makes it really, truly easy just to get in and organically build your business just by sharing with the people you love and, you know, friends and things like that. So not a huge investment. This business is absolutely amazing. This company is amazing. It's like nothing else out there. So if you guys have any questions, feel free. If we're not friends, shoot me a friend request. If you're in law enforcement or you have family that is, and you want me to talk to them, I will tell people this is not a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. I don't get that too often, but I know people on my team do, and I just laugh and I'm like, well, they don't know what they seriously don't know what they're talking about. Pyramids are illegal where no goods or services are like offered. So this is completely not what that is. So don't let anybody shake your confidence like my mother-in-law did me in the beginning. But that's all I have. And Jess, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, sign me up. Seriously. Stephanie has always been a huge inspiration to me. She's been an amazing mentor. She's one of the main reasons why I actually began a business of my own with Plexus. But so thank you for all of that, Stephanie. Thanks again to everyone for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Pierce. You've probably already seen me or you know me, and I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. I actually shared my health testimony at the beginning of this week. So if you'd like to check that out, it's down further in the page. I posted it on Sunday. So tonight, I really wanted to share a little bit about how I stumbled into the business side of Plexus. And I'll tell you, it's kind of a common theme that you've heard from at least us three, but the majority of Plexus ambassadors will all tell you we didn't join for the business. We joined because we had health issues that we needed to get into control for ourselves. And because we were feeling so good, we couldn't help but share that. You can't keep that a secret when you know you have loved ones who suffer from a lot of the same things. So when I first joined Plexus, I was a brand new mom, and I was well aware of how expensive children were. So I knew that if I was going to continue taking these products, I had to find a way to budget for it. So I chose the ambassador option simply because it was the cheapest wholesale price. Again, I had no interest in the business yet. And I needed to save every penny possible. Within just a few days of joining Plexus, I began to realize that I had found something very, very different. And thanks to Stephanie and a few other friends leading the way before me, I saw that there was true potential of earning a substantial income with Plexus. So as I've mentioned before in probably a couple of the posts or in my video earlier this week, I was dependent on Diet Pop, Red Bull, a couple Red Bulls a day, antacids all day long, sleeping aids to get me to sleep, and then laxatives to to help manage my digestive problems. So those were what I needed every day, all day. So after breaking down those expenses only, and not to mention that I was eating junk fast food and, my diet wasn't on par at all. So after breaking down all those expenses, that's when I quickly realized that Plexus could end up saving me money once I was able to not be dependent on all of that. And I'll tell you guys, that's exactly what it's done. Now that I don't spend money on any of that, just a Red Bull alone was $2.50 a couple times a day. I mean, it adds up fast. So all of that is gone. And now if you break it down with my Plexus daily, what it costs daily, it's still saving me tons of money. So I began feeling those improvements pretty quickly. It's a slow, gradual change. I mean, obviously over an entire year, I was able to drop 60 pounds of my baby weight. But the best part is I'm over 2 years in now, and I've been able to keep it off, which is the first for me ever, to be able to take weight off and keep it off. But when I started feeling so good, like I said, I couldn't keep it a secret. I know that I had so many friends and family members that suffered from similar issues, some even worse than me. And I literally just shared what I was doing with a few friends, and it snowballed into a really surprising paycheck my first month. I didn't expect it. Like Stephanie, I'm not even really sure where it came from. I know now, but at the time I was like, wow, that was pretty incredible. And it not only covered the cost of my products, but it paid for my car payment. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I didn't put much effort into it. So I decided, well, let's see where this could take you, because it was a lot of fun to see my friends start to feel better. And it was incredibly rewarding for them to reach out back to me and thank me for introducing them to Plexus. Like that always, hands down, will be the number one reason that I continue to work this business, because I see the value of what it's doing to now hundreds and hundreds of my friends' lives. New friends that I've met along the way that have joined my team, and then friends and family that I've known forever. So we joke and say that it for the most part, for most of us, it became kind of an accidental business from there. But it's evolved for me into a really huge success. And within 13 months, I was able to quit my corporate job. I was able to be my own boss, which I've always had dreams to do, but I knew to do that would cost a lot of money, usually for a brick and mortar business, of course. And most importantly, I was able to come home to raise my son, which was a huge dream of mine. now 2 years, just over 2 years in, and I'm just about to double my previous salary. I've worked in the nonprofit world, medical nonprofit, but most recently, the Salvation Army. I was in fundraising and dog rescue. So neither of those pay very well, but just to see what a change just 2 years has just been such an incredible blessing for my family. And I tell you all this because I very simply share something I love and I take daily myself. I think Stephanie mentioned that also. With you, I just want everyone to stop and consider that we all do that. We do that every day. When we find something that we love that's making us happy, whether it be a restaurant, a hair salon, anything, we share. And it's really, truly that simple. This is not a salesy type of business. We're never driven by sales quotas. We're never pushed by our leaders to do anything shisty and salesy. That's the best way I can put it. And that's what I love, because that's not what I wanted to do. It's just incredibly rewarding to have a direct hand in now helping hundreds of people find hope and relief again from so many health issues that they really thought that they'd just have to live with for the rest of their lives. So I will always encourage people to take a chance on this business opportunity at any capacity, even if it's a little bit or sky's the limit, like Steph's shooting up and I'm right behind her, because I've seen what it can do to help ease financial burdens and to allow people to live a life on their own terms. And it's an opportunity that has provided so many freedoms for so many people that I know that, there's no reason to not continue encouraging everyone who even just has a little, glimmer of possibility that they could do this too. So, okay, enough about me. To wrap this up, I'm just going to break down the 3 ways that you can make your purchase. And each option comes with a 60-day money back guarantee, which I am so proud of because personally, I feel like a company wouldn't offer a 60-day money back guarantee to everyone with products that didn't work. They'd go broke. Let's be honest. So that just says a lot to me. So your first option is retail. And honestly, it's the very most expensive option. I don't really recommend it to anyone because if you can get the exact same products for cheaper, why wouldn't you? The next option is preferred customer. And as a preferred customer, you're getting about 15%, sometimes even, I think between 15 and 20% discount off of retail. And you do have the option to set up a convenience order. And this is really, really important, you guys, because Plexus, as we've told you, in the 7 days, you're going to hopefully start noticing a few little changes, but the real dramatic improvements happen over longer times when you're consistent with your products. These are plant-based vitamins, minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes, all things that most likely you're deficient in, and your body needs time to adjust. So because of that, we do encourage you all to try, when you're ready to make your full purchase, to give yourself a mental commitment of at least 90 days. And Plexus isn't asking you to do that. You have the option to make your one purchase. You can honor the 60-day money-back guarantee if necessary, but personally, I've never had anyone do it. But it's out there for you. But because of that, we do ask you, we encourage you to set up your convenience order to ship every month so that you never run out of your products. You have complete control over it, but it's theirs there as an option for you. The last option is called Ambassador, and that's what us 3 have joined. That's how we joined. It's a wholesale option. So think of like Costco or Sam's Club. You're going to pay $34.95 to have access to the wholesale cheapest prices for an entire year. This is 20 to 25% off of the retail price. So you can come and go and for that year and have wholesale cheap prices for any products that you choose to try. This option is best if you're ready to commit to a combo such as the triplex, which is our tried and true, very favorite. It's the one that we see the biggest changes for everyone who begins. And I definitely recommend it to all of you because the three products together work synergistically together to really overhaul your health. Sorry. So anyway, $34.95 is the ambassador option. It gives you the wholesale prices for an entire year. And if you're ready with a combo, I definitely suggest that you go that route. So if you have any other questions, you can definitely reach out to the ambassador who you ordered your 7-day trial from, or this is an open forum in this 7-day trial group, so you can ask any questions, and we are all here to help you. So thank you all again for joining us tonight. I'm going to make one last final announcement, and that's going to be our winner of someone who attended tonight to this call. And the winner is going to receive a $10 product credit. So, drum roll, our winner is going to be Tanya Tate. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, you guys. Again, if you have any questions, we're here to help you. Congratulations, Tanya. I will get your product credit out for you. And we hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you. Bye-bye.